Welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 stories. Look them up. They're Vice, they're gross. You'll like them. Hope you enjoy them. Okay, now we're going to another one where you ask me questions and I'll answer them. You want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Here's one of the questions.
Ever experienced officers being arrested?
I got a few of them, believe it or not, I do. And this is interesting. This is a combination of a Vice story and what I called a Cubo story, conduct on becoming an officer. Although Cubo may not apply because what he did was actually illegal, so he got arrested for it. But anyway, citizens should be doing this. Cops should not be doing this. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. Work in Vice, and we used to wear trench coats and hats and all kinds of disguises. Okay, I had a partner that was a little bit portly, looked really good. He looked like a great Vice cop because he was a little bit big and he dressed that way and looked really good. And we come in one day, and they tell us to go see detectives. So I'm with my Vice supervisor, a really nice guy, a Christian guy, and we go in there and we're meeting the sex table, the guys that handle sex abuse, child abuse, and all that. Go in a room and they go, okay, guys, this is what we got. He says, one of the schools in the area has a playground that goes. It's all, these playgrounds unfortunately are mostly all black asphalt, and they're surrounded by fencing, high fences, high because the kids kick their ball and all that. You want to keep the ball on the playground. And this particular playground ran a 2-block stretch along a street that was next to the freeway, and ran all the way down to there's a little, like a 3.5-foot wall comes up, so a supporting wall, retaining wall, and then on top of the wall was the fence, and for 1.5 to 2 blocks long is this playground. Well, in the first recess, we've had a couple times we're trying to catch it, we can't. That right before the recess, somebody will pull up, open the passenger door of a car, and when the bell rings, all the kids come out. These are like first, second, and third graders. Okay, horrible witnesses in court. That's why he did this. And as they come on their plane, they get close to this fence, which is really just a sidewalk away, and he's playing with himself. And they all scream and everything else. Then the guy closes the door, takes off, and the teachers come over and they're yelling and trying to explain what they saw. And okay, it's a mess because the witnesses are, you can't use them. It's sad because they're being traumatized or whatever you want to call it. Okay, really bad. So would you guys try to do this? Okay, fine. So my sergeant looks at me because he wants to develop us. He said, you got to come up with a plan. I said, this is what we're going to do. My partner's going to sit on the one end of the block. I'm going to sit on the other end of the block, and we're going to pretend we're winos. We're going to sit in the bushes, visible to him, not trying to hide. We'll get a bottle of wine, pump out the wine, rinse it out, and we fill it with water like we're drinking a bottle of wine, the green bottles, the Matus or whatever it is. And we'll just sit and wait. And around the corner, we'll have a black and white and a detective car and our supervisor. And if we give the right signals and we see this, you guys come up and arrest him. We want to see him doing this because then we got an adult witness. Adult victim and / well, not really a victim, a witness, and then all these kids will be victims. We can put their names in there. They can't see anything, but we sure can in court. Okay, so we know it's all figured out. Okay, so sounds great. Okay, so we set up, like 8 o'clock in the morning. We're waiting. It was random. That's why they can't catch him. So the first day, nothing. We sat there till 9. A couple of recesses opened up. Kids came out. Nobody did anything. So they called it. They said, well, he's only done it, he's done it 3 times. It's always been the first recess. So I think it was 8:30 or 8:40, something like that, right in that period. Okay. So we left. Okay. So we did other things. We come back. So now they're going to wait a couple days, randomly do it. And we have the time to do that. The detectives don't. They're working all these other crimes. So they're trying to solve this one. And we have some, since we're Vice, and the captain says you got plenty of time, which is true. We have a lot of time to do this. We're going to do it, which is great. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. So the second attempt, we're set up the same way. Okay. This was game day. There's when it happened. Okay. We're sitting there in the bushes, kind of half in the bushes, and we're drinking our wine, wine. Car goes by. And I'm not even looking at it. You see, the worst you can do as a Vice cop is look at a potential target. Because if you make eye contact, then you're too anxious. You got to lay back. Just ignore it. You're going to see the car anyway. He's not going to go anywhere. If he's the right car, he's going to come into your lair anyway. So I'm sitting there, and he goes by. I'm just kind of like chuckling. Of course, I'm chuckling back in my eyes. I'm looking at the car going by. Got a partial plate. Come back down. Sure enough, pulls to the curb. And they even told us, the teachers even said where he pulls over, it's almost the same spot. Okay, so we got that. And almost directly between me and my partner, although he's a little bit closer to me. So we're sitting there. I look at that, and he pulls to the curb. It's like 8:25. I look at my partner. We had signals. This signal looks pretty good. Okay, he gives me the nod. So we're looking. And my supervisor across the street with binoculars, black and white around the corner with detectives. We're ready. Okay. So I'm waiting, and I'm looking at my clock. And 8:30, the schools, this school, they run at 8:30. They ring that bell. I mean, it's almost like you can set your clock by it. little double thing there. Anyway, so I'm looking down. It's almost 8:30. So I get up and I start staggering towards the car. Okay, showtime. And if he's looking in the mirror, he'll see me staggering, and I'm just I got the ball out here, you know. Okay. Bell goes up. Kids come running, almost as if it was spring loaded. When that bell rang, that front door opened up. The passenger door, bink, popped right open. I could see him lean over, open. So I walk up, and I timed it just right. My partner gets up a little bit. He's slowly coming, but I'm like this. I'm you know. And then I'm purposely spilling. I like to play act. Purposely spilling it. He can't tell if it's wine. It's just wet stuff. And I look over, and there he is, man, playing with himself, big time. And I go, hey, you know. And then as long as I got one view, I don't need to stare at it. I'm done. I got him. Okay. And he might stop what he's doing. I need him to keep doing this so we can get a good violation. So I'm like, I keep on walking, and I give the signal like this, over my head like this. Well, my sergeant saw the signal. He calls for the cavalry. I just keep on walking because I'm not needed anymore. I've done my job, and I'm walking this way. You're my partner. He's back here, and I'm like this. I get a big smile on my face like this. I got him. Man. He just smiles and turns around. We got him. It's done. It's a done deal. Now it's up to patrol and the detectives to get him. If he takes off, that's their pursuit. That's their business. We've done our job. No, he didn't know the cops were there until the black and white pulled up behind him, lit him up, and he sits up. We're over on the side looking. He sits up and then surrounded by cops. You know, 2 uniforms with guns out, detectives with guns out. My supervisor comes out with his gun. Everybody's got guns. Okay, get out of the car, get out of the car. And he comes out and put him on the ground. This is why we do. This is why cops do this, no matter who it is. Okay, I arrested a priest in one of my stories, VIP in one of my stories. Everybody gets treated the same. Okay, get on the ground. This is why. Okay, get him on the ground. They cuff him. Okay, we're working East LA. Okay, my partner and I are Mexican. The kids, 99% Mexican. The teachers, half and half. My supervisor was the only Caucasian out there. The 2 uniform officers were Latinos. Everybody's Latin. Okay, 2 people weren't Latin. My supervisor and this guy on the ground handcuffed. Okay, he's a white guy. We're very rare. Okay, so we're just standing off the side watching all this because now it's out of our, you know. So one of the detectives comes over and goes, What'd you see? I said, I saw everything, man. I can even tell you what color his underwear is. I got him. He goes, good, excellent. We got him. Okay, now all the kids are watching. You know, the teachers are watching. Teachers are smiling, giving us thumbs up. You know, because they know that we've done something here. So now they all go back. They herd all the kids away from here, and so. Now they're searching. They got him away from the car, and now they're searching the car. This is why we treat everybody the same. This is why you see cops come out with guns out on car stops and all this other stuff. Under the seat, which most guys do that I work with when I work Vice, they have their ID. They always don't have it in their pocket. They just don't want to lose it or they don't want to get caught with it. They can lie about their name, whatever. And also under the seat was a .38 revolver. Okay. They take that out. They hold it up and they go, "We got a gun." Okay, fine. So I'm thinking, "Oh, cool, we got a gun." You know, okay. Open up the wallet. Okay, open up the wallet. On one side is a sheriff badge, and on the other side is his ID card. Okay, the guy's a sheriff. He's a sheriff from another county, about 60 miles, 70 miles east of us. I won't say what county it is, but anyway. So like, they look over at him, and he go, "You a cop?" He goes, he kind of mumbles something. Well, that means he is. Okay. Yeah, okay, VIP, all the whole bit. Okay, so everybody switch on the switches. This changes everything. We all take off the station. And we got to go too, man. We're witnesses. So we go there, and there's a big powwow in the office. Our captain makes some phone calls. The guy's put in a cell, and they told me to write my report. So I'm over there writing with no typewriter. I'm just handwriting everything I saw. And for the detectives, I'm writing the story, and then I go upstairs, I'm showing them, and then we all go down to the captain's office. A lot of moving parts here because it's a different thing. It's again with the priest and moving parts. I got a doctor moving parts. A lot of things when you're just other than the average citizen, good or bad, they don't get bit. Well, we didn't treat them any different, but anyway. So about an hour, maybe a little over an hour, their sheriff captain shows up with his lieutenant aide. Okay, the lieutenant and the captain. It's his captain. Okay, and so we all go into the conference room, and we sit down, and we're all on the table, and our captain takes over the meeting, and we're talking this and that, and we had reproduced the narrative that I wrote, handed to those guys. I got our copies for ours. And so it's like, okay. And then their captain says, "What would you normally do here?" And our captain says, "Well, we'd book him." But he's a VIP, so we could probably just go down and have him fingerprinted and mugged because he's not a criminal. In other words, in the sense he doesn't have a history of arrests or he's not a robber or anything like that. All they'll do is they'll give him bail. So we'll post bail that time. It's a misdemeanor, and they'll let him go. or we can just give them to your custody, and then we'll just file the reports, and the city attorney can come back later and file charges on them. And they sit there, they look at each other, they have a little powwow, look back, and they go, well, first of all, we're going to have them sign what do you call it? I can't remember the word. Resignation. We're going to make them sign that first. Okay. So they go downstairs, they go into the cell, and a short conversation, pull out the clipboard, he resigns, okay, comes out, he goes, we got to sign, and we're standing there, and he goes, looks at our captain, book him. I don't need scum like that. Whoa, wow. He just basically dumped him, right there. Well, actually, I think he should. You don't want to pervert a guy like this in front of children. Come on, man. So he says, yeah, book him. We went, wow. Because usually you want to say, like with the priest, they say, well, let's just do it administratively. Try to handle it without, because the misdemeanor, you have a lot of leeway with misdemeanors, okay? Look at Lindsay Lohan. I mean, really, okay? That's kind of stuff you got going here. So, anyway, I said, okay. So the patrol officers that arrested him, they took him downtown, and I submitted the reports. The detectives, I gave them to the detectives. They submitted the reports because it's a sex crime. They call it a sex crime table. And that's it. We booked the gun and its ID and evidence, and they got it back, I think, because it's his property. But it doesn't really matter. We book it in and keep it for a couple of weeks or whatever it takes. And that was it. Really a weird thing, okay, to have to put cuffs on people. But again, back to a lot of things here. Why we put our guns out? He could at least come out shooting. I mean, he has to think, in his mind, his career's gone, his family's done, his ruined. Guys get crazy, and they might come out with that weapon shooting. If you don't have your guns out, your hands in your pockets, you got to be careful, man. You know what what's going to flick that switch and have them go crazy on you, and all that good stuff. So it was interesting because we got accommodation. Everybody got accommodation from the captain because solved this crime, and the school's happy. They wrote accommodation, and everybody's happy, and which should be. This is what we do. Both patrol detectives, a good example of the three people combining to do this operation. The detectives coordinating it, the patrol guys to help us, and then my partner and I, the vice unit, to solve it. And it's just what we do. It was a very good caper. Everything was okay. We got the guy, and everything's cool. So hope you enjoyed that. Still a little disturbing, but see you next time.